first time I noticed him, it was the beginning of my sophomore year at college. I was rushing to my early morning class, juggling a coffee and my textbooks, when I felt eyes on me. I glanced around and saw a man standing by the student center, staring. Probably in his 40s, with unkempt hair and a worn-out coat. His eyes were dark and intense, following my every move. I shrugged it off as just another weirdo and hurried to class. Days turned into weeks, and I saw him everywhere. Outside my dorm, at the library, even in the dining hall. He never approached me, just watched from a distance. I told my friends about it, and they laughed it off, saying I was being paranoid. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I wish I had trusted that feeling sooner. Every day after that, I'd catch him standing somewhere, behind a tree, across the quad, near the dining hall doors, always watching. I started changing my routes to class, hoping to lose him, but no matter what, he always seemed to know where I'd be. His stare wasn't just curious, it felt possessive, like I wasn't just a stranger, like I was his. One night, I was walking back from a late study session. The air was cold and still, and the sound of my boots echoed on the pavement. That's when I heard them, footsteps. Slow at first, then matching my pace. When I turned around, the streetlight flickered, and there he was. He wasn't even trying to hide anymore. I ran, adrenaline surging through every nerve, my breath burning in my chest. I made it to my dorm, barely getting the door shut before I heard his footsteps reach the stairs outside. I remember sliding down the door, heart racing, whispering to myself that it was over, that I was safe inside. But I wasn't. The next night, he came to my window. The tapping woke me up. I remember the rhythm of it, slow, deliberate, like he wanted me to know it was him. I pulled back the blinds, and he was there. His grin was wide, unhinged, teeth yellowed, eyes locked on mine. I screamed, my roommate bolted up, and by the time security arrived, he was gone. We set up a camera after that, desperate for proof. And we got it. At 3:04 a.m., he appeared again. The footage showed him standing motionless outside my window, just staring. For nearly an hour. Not moving, not blinking. When the police finally arrested him weeks later, they said he'd been hiding in an abandoned building near campus, watching students, watching me. They said I was safe. But safety's just an illusion, isn't it? Because even after they locked him up, I kept feeling those eyes on me. In the corner of my vision, in the reflection of a dark window, I'd see that same shadow watching. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating. My body was on campus, but my mind was trapped behind that glass, where his face had been. And then, one night the tapping came back. Only this time, when I looked through the blinds, it wasn't him, it was something else. A tall figure cloaked in black, standing perfectly still. The world outside seemed to dim around it, like the light itself refused to touch it. When it raised its hand and pointed at me, I understood. The fear I'd been feeling all along wasn't about him. It was about what was coming after. The Reaper didn't need to break the glass or force his way in. He just stood there, and the air left the room. My lungs refused to move, and my heart slowed until everything went quiet. The last thing I saw was my reflection in the window. Me, frozen, eyes wide open. And behind me, those same dark, intense eyes, smiling. Those cold hands grabbed me from behind, put a rag over my mouth, and after struggling for a minute, I began to pass out. But not before I feel the sharp pain of a knife being plunged into my gut repeatedly. And then I lost total consciousness, and then nothing.